Hello friends, today's topic is laryngitis. So let's start with the classification of laryngitis. It can be divided into the two subgroups. One is acute laryngitis and another is chronic laryngitis. So first let's see the classification in the acute laryngitis. In acute laryngitis, it can be produced due to the non-specific infection and it can be produced due to the specific infection. Under the non-specific acute laryngitis, there are three varieties. One is acute laryngitis, second is acute laryngotracheobronchitis, where there is involvement of larynx, trachea and bronchus. And the third variety is acute epiglottitis, where there is infection of epiglottis. The another variety under the acute laryngitis is specific infection that occurs due to the diphtheria, and it is called as diphtheric laryngitis. Under the chronic laryngitis, it can be divided into the infection of non-specific variety and specific variety. In non-specific chronic laryngitis, one variety, that is chronic non-specific laryngitis, and the second variety is hyperkeratosis. It is also called as leukoplakia, which is a pre-malignant condition. You can say it is a pre-malignant condition. The specific chronic laryngitis can be further categorized into the tubercular variety, that is means tubercular chronic laryngitis, syphilis, and the third variety, that is due to the scleroma or leprosy. In the scleroma, there is hardening of the skin or mucous membrane due to the chronic inflammation. Now one by one we will study all this variety of the laryngitis. So we will first start with the acute non-specific laryngitis. The etiological factor, if you study age wise, it can occur in the all ages, but it can take serious turn in cases of children. It can be produced due to the viral or bacterial infection, and common cold is the commonest cause of laryngitis. The exanthematous infection make larynx susceptible to the infection, so it can occur in the cases of exanthematous infection. The respiratory tract infection like sinusitis, tonsillitis or bronchitis may spread to larynx and produce acute non-specific laryngitis. The other factors like smoking, alcohol and fumes may produce irritation in the larynx and can lead to a acute non-specific laryngitis. Seasonal changes may cause acute laryngitis, and the iatrogenic causes like intubation and endotracheal surgery may also lead to a laryngitis. The symptoms of acute non-specific laryngitis is hoarseness. So initially the voice will become husky, and in severe infection it will lead to a aphasia. So patient will not be able to speak. Another symptom is rawness, feeling of rawness in the throat. In severe cases, pain will be present. Another symptoms like cough, or there may be a presence of stridor, which means there will be a noise produced during respiration due to the obstruction in the air passage, and there will be also presence of constitutional symptoms like fever, malaise, body ache, etc. will be also present. Now the larynx can be examined with the help of indirect laryngoscopy. It is a OPD procedure where the image of larynx is reflected in indirect laryngoscope mirror In this laryngoscopy, you will find that the vocal cords become congested. Here in the picture you can see that this is the normal larynx and this is the inflamed larynx. So here you can see the vocal cords become congested, so color becomes pink to red. The other parts of the larynx will also be congested. There will be a presence of edema. You can see here the larynx is edematous. Here the epiglottis is also edematous. Exudate is sticky and mucoid initially. As the infection becomes more severe, it becomes purulent. During laryngoscopy, in some cases, there may be a presence of white plaques on the vocal cords and larynx, and that condition is called as fibrinous laryngitis. And you will also find that the movement of vocal cord is hampered. The complication of this condition is spread of infection to the tracheobronchial tree. There will be a complication like dyspnea. The children are liable to get dyspnea and stridor because there is a small size of laryngeal lumen, spasm and weak cough reflex. The another complication will be a perichondritis. It is an inflammation of perichondrium, a layer of connective tissue which surrounds the cartilage. So in severe cases, perichondritis of larynx may develop. Now coming to the treatment of acute non-specific laryngitis, it can be discussed under two headings. One is local treatment and second is general treatment. So local treatment is in the form of voice rest. Patient should be restrict speaking to the minimum. The forced whisper and shouting are more strenuous to the vocal cords than the normal. Another local treatment, that is steam inhalation. This gives soothing because of fermentation and loosening of viscid secretion. It can be used with the tincture benzoin, menthol or eucalyptus oil by adding it to the boiling water. Another, that is the use of lozenges. So you can advise lozenges like Vicks or Streptils, which gives soothing to the throat. The fermentation of the neck is also helpful. Another treatment, that is endotracheal intubation, that may be required in small children with stridor, and at times where there is much difficulty or dyspnea is present, a tracheostomy may be life-saving. The general treatment is use of antibiotics in a patient with bacterial laryngitis and those having complications. Anti-inflammatory drugs will help in reducing the congestion. Linctus codeine, it reduces cough. Steroids should be given in cases where there is dyspnea is there. Apart from that, the general rest in the severe cases. Smoking and alcohol should be avoided. So that is the general treatment of a acute non-specific laryngitis. Now the another variety of acute laryngitis is acute epiglottitis. In this condition, epiglottis gets inflamed and becomes markedly swollen. You can see here the epiglottis, due to the inflammation, it become markedly swollen. The clinical features of acute epiglottitis are dyspnea, that is quite severe in children. Pain is the presenting feature in the adults and swallowing is extremely painful. Treatment of acute epiglottitis is steam inhalation and voice rest. Antibiotics are essential. Steroids should be administered, which will help in reducing the edema. Tracheostomy may be required where the dyspnea is severe in children. intubation may be difficult in these cases due to the epiglottic edema. The another variety of acute laryngitis is acute laryngotracheobronchitis. So it is a severe infection that occurs in the children where the resistance power is very low and the infection is very virulent. The child appears to be more toxic than the patient with the diphtheria. Under the etiological factor, the main causative organism is generally Streptococcus hemolyticus, and the debility will be the factor which predisposes to this condition, and it will be seen in children of both sex. The pathology that is produced in the acute laryngotracheobronchitis is marked congestion and edema of entire respiratory tract, which is extending from larynx to the trachea and to the bronchi, and this condition will lead to the interference with pulmonary function. The tenacious secretion and crusting may be also present. Clinically, acute laryngotracheobronchitis will have a history of upper respiratory tract infection. So initially there is a infection present in the upper respiratory tract, and that is spreading to the larynx, trachea and bronchi. There will be a presence of high fever, signs of toxemia and expiratory dyspnea will be there. On chest examination, there will be a presence of rales and rhonchi. Acute follicular or ulcerative tonsillitis will be also there. Marked congestion and edema of larynx with or without white patches will be also present. The treatment of acute laryngotracheobronchitis is use of antibiotics, that is helpful. Apart from that, use of oxygen, steroids, humidification to liquefy the secretion, viscid secretions in the laryngotracheobronchus, and bronchoscopy may be required to suck out the viscid tracheobronchial secretion. So that is the treatment of acute laryngotracheobronchitis. So that's all for today. Thank you.